Hello everyone, Shroomraver here, and today I'm excited to be bringing you my Week 2 battle from Season 4 of the Pokémon Premier League. Yes indeed. Now, last week we got off to a bad start, entirely due to hacks. There was nothing we could do, basically. We can't do that again. We need a win here. We are root bottom of the table. We need a win. So, who do we play against? Well, as you probably know, it is going to be against my very good friend Kelly, UnderTheRadar, and the Maryland Torterrapins. So, yeah, that's going to be, it's always a fun game to play against Kelly. You know, we need revenge from last season. We need a good result. He's looking very good with his powerful rain team that he could be choosing from. Now, my team that I brought, if you want to see exactly what I brought, a more in-depth view of my team, my thought process going into this game, check out the link in the description to the team building analysis video. That went live yesterday, so make sure you check that out if you want a more in-depth view of my team. But just to briefly go over it, we've got Fizz-Def Florges, we have got a Focus Sash, Offensive Greninja, Specially Defensive Torkoal with the Rocky Helmet, we have got Physically Defensive Mega-Venusaur, Assault Vest Meloetta, and a Coil Electros. Now, looking at my opponent's team, Kelly, he has decided to bring, as you can see from left to right, we have got Tornadus-Therian, Celebi, Togetic, the Mega Scizor, Kabutops, and Miltank. Not what I was expecting to see. No Rain, no Kingdra, no Politoed. Not what I was expecting. However, I kind of felt okay about it. If you remember, was it last season or a season before? I think it was the season before last, season 2. Was the last time we went up against a weather team and they didn't bring weather. That was up against Necro Stevo. I was expecting sand. I prepped entirely for sand. He didn't bring sand. And I was screwed. I was boned. I had nothing. This team, on the other hand, you know, I'm prepped for a weather team, but I think that this team I've got here has a much better standoff against Kelly bringing his non-rain than against when Necro didn't bring sand. I think I should be okay against it. You know, there are a few things I think I can possibly set up on with my Electros coiling up, and that's a big win condition for me. So, yeah. That's basically it. You know, there's not much more to say on that score. So without further ado, let's get right into the battle and see exactly how things played out. So here we go. Kelly Radar is issuing a challenge. I'm going to lead with Florges. I think it's my safest lead. And Kelly, he's going to lead with Gaming's. That's his Miltank, which is something I'm okay with. I want to scout out his set. He's going to go for Stealth Rock, which kind of implies he's not a curse setup set, which is grand. I'm happy with that. I'm going to go for Moonblast just to scout out how much damage I can do and see if he's Fizz or Spadef. That does more damage than I thought it would, implying if he's defensive, he's probably more physical, which is good, you know, that's fine. He's going to withdraw. He doesn't want to take any more damage than is necessary on this Miltank, and he's going to go into Toncito. That is his Tornadus, and I'm just going to throw up a Wish here. No real reason not to, because it means I can scout out exactly what he can do to me. In comes the Sludge Wave, and I'm physically defensive, but I still take it very well with more than half my health. Fantastic. So here I'm going to go for Moonblast. Let's see if we can scout out how much damage I can do. It's not a whole lot. You know, this thing's very, very bulky and I'm not offensive. So he's looking to be Assault Vest. He's going to go for Sludge Wave again. I know I can take it. So I'm going to go for a Wish. And he gets the Poison. And this is quite big because, as you can see, I'm going to throw up the Wish, but I'm a Berry Florges. I'm not Leftovers. So what it means is that I can't Wish Store him in any way, shape or form. So I have to switch on out of there. I know the Sludge Wave is coming, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my Assault Vested Meloetta. Max HP, 44 in Spadef, I believe, in Assault Vest. I'm tanking this hit all day, every day. So he's going to go for the Sludge Wave. It's going to do absolutely nothing. He's not going to get the Poison. And I'm going to get my Wish back to full. Now at this point he's going to go for U-turn, but the fact that he shows he's mixed means I don't fear too much this U-turn, and it doesn't do a huge amount of damage to Meloetta because I'm max HP, so I'm grand with that. Now at this point he is going to go into his Togetic, sorry. I do drop a Thunderbolt. We're going to be able to see exactly what kind of build he's got here, and as you can see he's clearly very specially defensive from that, which is fine. I have ways around a specially defensive Togetic. So I'm going to go into my Mega-Venusaur, unmegaed, which is fine. I'm okay with going into Venusaur to scout this guy. I figured the Roost would be coming, and I think this is probably just my chance to get my Mega off for free, knowing that he's going to try and Roost up and keep this thing healthy. And that's what happens. Now, he doesn't want to take a Sludge Bomb. So what he's going to do, he's going to go into that Tornadus. He's back to full health with Regenerator. I'm going to Mega up here, which is grand. As I say, I get my free Mega off, but I don't go for Sludge Bomb because I really wanted to get that thing's Eval out of the way. So I go for Knockoff. I do get a crit here, which is fortunate. I get rid of the Assault Vest, but of course he does have Regenerator, so it doesn't matter all that much. Now, I don't want to particularly take Hurricane at this point, so I'm going to switch out, and I choose to sack off my my Florges right about now. He does end up just going for the Air Slash. Would have been able to take it, but I didn't really want to. I live the Air Slash due to natural special bulk, but that poison kicks in, and that is going to take out the Florges. It was a sack job. It's unfortunate that it had to go down. That poison really did play a part. So here I'm just going to try and revenge him. I'm going to go into my Greninja and try and threaten him out with an Ice Beam. And that is exactly what's going to happen. He doesn't have his Assault Vest anymore. He's not at full health. He's going to go into his goddamn Togetic. I do go for the Ice Beam here. But, you know, I don't have a positive nature on this guy. I don't have a Life Orb, so it's not going to do too much. So here I'm going to switch on out of there once again. And I don't fear this thing too much, so I'm happy to go into my Electros to try and set up on it. But he is going to pull a fast one on me, Kelly, and he's going to go for the Baton Pass, which I kind of spaced on. But it's alright. I don't feel too bad about it. And in comes the Tornadus. And he's going to U-turn. I think what his thought was he can go into this, get some chip damage, scout out my build, and then go into something to directly threaten me, which is a good play on his part. The thing that he's going to try and go into to threaten me is going to be the Miltank, but this is what I wanted to see because I just start setting up here. I'm just going to go for the Coil. Now we're looking a bit more threatening. We're looking a bit more threatening indeed. The Itcher's in a good position right now. And this Miltank does not look particularly happy about the situation. So he's going to withdraw, and he is going to go into his Celebi. Now, he must have seen either Stab or Drain Punch coming. I go for the Drain Punch. As you can see, it's really not going to do very much to this guy. But I'm like, fantastic, I'm just going to go for Knockoff here. I've got a little bit more HP back. I'm calcing. He can't do anything to me. But he goes for Trick, and I was like, oh no, that's not good. Because he tricks me a Scarf, as you'll see, and that's not good for me. I am going to go for the Knockoff here, and it's going to do monumental damage. But now I can't set up, and my plan's a bit full. But I feel okay about it, because I have some speed investment on this guy. Enough to outspeed a neutral Politoed. And now I'm Scarfed, and he has a fairly sort of abusable electric weakness going on, so I feel okay. So as you can see, he's U-turned out here, and he's going to go back into that Miltank, knowing that he can tank a hit as I go for the Knockoff that I'm locked into. It's doing, you know, moderate damage, he's under half, but right now I'm feeling he's going to take this opportunity to heal up with Milk Drink. So this is my chance to go into my Meloetta and just basically nuke something. But Kelly decides not to play ball. He goes for the Body Slam, which we're going to take, and he gets the Para. And I'm like, no, not again. No, we're not doing this again. We are not playing the Hacks game again. So I'm like, you know what, I have to go into Torkoal. I don't want to die. My Meloetta can still get one more hit off. I can get a free switch with the Togetic. So I'm going to Torkoal. I can tank a Body Slam and get some Rocky Helmet damage. He goes for it. It does nothing. And he gets a second Paralysis. And I'm just like, no, not again. We're not playing this game. So he's going to take the opportunity to Milk Drink. You know, that's obvious. And here I decide I want to get my rocks up. So I go for the Stealth Rock. And I get fully paralyzed. I'm just like, no, not happening. So here, he's going to go for Earthquake. And I was like, oh, no. I'm not about this life. I want to be able to live another hit, so I'm going to go for Will-O-Wisp. Get the Willow off. He's a little bit more crippled now. It's not like Toxic, where he will be worn down to the point where Milk Drink won't work, but his damage output is at least neutered a little bit. So he's going to go for the Earthquake once again, avoiding Rocky Helmet. It's not going to take me out because Torkoal's a monster. And here I went for the Rapid Spin to get rid of my rocks, and I get paralyzed again. And I was just like, this can't be happening. Not again. This can't be happening. Not after last week. So LL Cool J goes down. But I'm like, okay, he's at below half health. He's shown that he can't take special hits too well. Bring in Greninja. Let's just hit a Scald. Let's just hit a Scald on something and watch something take some damage. So I go for the Scald. I'm going to land it, of course. It hits the Miltank, and the Miltank does go down. So we do get to revenge it. But I've been haxed out far more than I wanted this game, especially after last week. I'm not happy at this point. So now in comes the Tornadus, and I'm just like, what do I do? What do I have? I have to go into my Electros. I have to take rocks damage, the rocks that shouldn't be there. He goes for Grass Knot, as you can see. and he gets good damage, but he can't tell if it's a 2-hit KO from that range, so he is going to have to switch out, and he's going to choose to sack off his Celebi, which is fine. I go for Thunder Punch, and I'm still thinking this is useful. This Electros could still be useful. You know, I'm scarfed, as I said, I have some speed investment, and I have moves to hit his team. Now in comes the Scizor, and I'm just like, if he sets up here, I lose. I just lose. I have to stay in. I'll probably outspeed because of that Scarf. I need to try and snag a Para. I need to try and snag a cheeky Para with the Thunder Punch. So he Megas up, I outspeed, I do go for the Thunder Punch. It's not going to do enough. It's not going to do anything. And he's just going to go for the U-turn here. And rather unfortunately, that is going to take out my Electros. So down goes Electros, and I'm really in a bind here. But there is still a way out of this. I have a near full health Venusaur, my Greninja's still good to go, and I have a sack job in the form of Meloetta. So he goes into the Torn, I bring in the Mega-Venusaur, I know I can take an Air Slash. I know I can, I just need to try and get damage onto this guy. Now, he is going to go for the U-turn here. It's not going to do anything, I'm max physical defense. And he's going to switch on out of there, and he is going to make the play of going into his Mega Scizor, as I went, unfortunately there for me, for the Sludge Bomb. Now, here we go, pausing, because this is crucial. He goes for the Aerial Ace, and as soon as I saw that on the screen I was like, oh no. But I had my calcs open on screen, and as he clicked Aerial Ace, I clicked into Aerial Ace on the calc versus my Mega-Venusaur, and I was like, thank God, okay, it does 50%. So, panic over, we're good. He goes for Aerial Ace, I'll live it, and I'll take him out with a Hidden Power Fire. So, panic over, we are good. And he crits me. It happened again. I lost it. I could not believe it. And that was it. I go into Greninja, I was seething. I was absolutely livid. Because what can I do? He goes into this guy who we know is specially defensive. I had to go for Hidden Power Fire, you know. I had to try and rescue something. So here I'm just like, you know what, I probably need Greninja more than I need Meloetta. You know, at this range, a Dazzling Gleam from this guy will take out my Greninja. There's a chance I can live 2 hits with my Meloetta. He's going to go for the Dazzling Gleam. He's clearly not invested in special attack. This does, just over half of what I've got left. Can I get a low roll on this guy? Can I get a low roll on this guy? No, I can't. I can't get the low roll. Down goes Meloetta. All I have left is my Greninja. I'm going to go for Ice Beam. I'm going to look for the freeze, because I have to. I don't have a choice. So I go for the Ice Beam. Can I get any hacks in my favour at all? Nah, of course I can't. Of course I can't. And Kelly's going to go for Dazzling Gleam, and that is all she wrote. That's going to take out Greninja. Down he goes, 4-0 loss, and that is the game. What can I do? What more can I do? I don't even know. Just one game. One game where I don't get absolutely screwed by hacks. I got destroyed by hacks in that. 2 Body Slam paralysis out of 2. 2 full paras on the Torkoal. One of which was me going for Rocks, one of which was me going for Rapid Spin. Neither of those happened, so Rock stayed on my side, didn't go up on his. Might have helped against the Togetic if they were there. Yeah, the Para on Meloetta, that just crippled it completely. And then, of course, the crit. It's always a crit. That was huge, because that was Scizor dead. Scizor did not live that Hidden Power Fire that I was packing. And I lived that Aerial Ace. It was last week all over again. I don't know what more I need to do. I had nothing. I didn't play badly. I'll concede the trick play. I didn't see that coming in the slightest, and that crippled one of my win conditions in Electros. That was a good play on Kelly's part. Could have been risky if I'd have gone for the knockoff instead of the Drain Punch straight away, then we would have been in business. But I didn't see Trick Celebi coming, which I think is fair. And it was a good play on Kelly's part, and that really saved him. I'll grant you that. Everything else was hacks. Even the poison on Florges, 10% chance. Even that meant I couldn't 1v1 the Tornadoes for any amount of time. I don't know what more I need to do. It's 2 games in a row where I have been destroyed by hacks. And I said it last week, I'll say it again this week. We know it's not Kelly's fault. You should see his live comment of this. It's actually mildly amusing because he's just sitting there getting all these hacks, which we both know he got. And he was just sitting there going, I don't want this. This is not how I want to win this game. And I've been the recipient of that kind of hacks. And it's not the way you want to win a game. It's damn sure not the way you want to lose one. So I bear Kelly no ill will at all. Not a slight bit of it. I was incredibly angry after the game. Not with him. I couldn't face talking to him for a little while. I think I just went on. I think I went on Twitter and I started just typing caps to Eric because I was just absolutely livid because hacks lost us the game yet again. And yeah, without some of that hacks, would I have won? Maybe not, but I could have taken the differential down at the very least. You know, Rocks Up would have probably allowed me to take down the Togetic. Might have allowed me to take down the Togetic. I don't know. You know, that crit against Venusaur meant I couldn't take down the Sizz. It was just one thing after another. You know, and it was different from last week. Last week was just one instance of game-changing hacks. This week it was just non-stop. It was constant. And it was nothing I could do. So yeah, we're 0-2. Differential of -9. Root bottom of the table. Nothing we can do about it. So what happens now? Well, now it becomes a 9-game season basically. Those 2 games, nothing I can do. They have to be put in the past. I just have to play a 9-game season and do what I can from here. It's a tough climb back, but we're going to see what we can do. Next week, we play against Jack, the Don Fanatic, the man who has beaten me for the past 2 seasons. I've been putting together a very interesting team to take him on. I'm sure he's been doing the same. We can't afford to lose next week. If we lose next week, you know, it just almost becomes an impossibility. The climb becomes so much more difficult every time. You know, these 2 games are unfortunate. I can't afford to play badly, which I don't think I have done up until now. You know, it's been out of my hands. It's been out of my control. But we can't afford to lose next week, so we're not going to. We're going to beat Jack. We're going to get revenge for the past 2 seasons against him. We're going to get revenge for the past 2 games this season. And we're going to try and go 1-2. So look out for that next week, because I'm sure that's going to be a barrel of laughs. As for, you know, what else will be going up, tomorrow there will be the PIC semi-final. Yes, that's something that's still going ahead. Myself and my opponent have finally managed to get round to getting that game done. So that'll be going up tomorrow. Other than that, you know, it's just going to be a case of playthroughs when I can. You know, the one with Chi, that's still going on. We just both haven't had much time. Similar kind of thing with the Drunk Lot with Carson and Alex. That'll be going up whenever we can get time as well. Recent one up on Alex's channel. You know, Onesie Bayonet, go check him out. Shout out to him. But mainly, you know, from this one, do head down to the description, links to the PPL, Twitter and YouTube, but most of all links to Kelly. He is a very good friend of mine. As I said, I bear him absolutely no ill will at all from this game. We had an extensive chat about it afterwards. I know he felt terrible, which is no more or less than I would expect from him, because he is just one of the most lovely people in the world. As he said in his video, I'll echo it here, one day we'll meet in real life and it will be glorious and it will be fantastic. But yeah, make sure you check him out. But I'm going to get out of here. So thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. We just try and go on. We just try and move onwards and upwards if we can. But yeah, next game against Jack. Let's win it. Let's do it. We can do this. So yeah, yeah, keep supporting Parasect Germain, guys. We're going for the top, however, sort of out of the ordinary that might look for now, but we're going to try. So yeah, I'm going to get out of here. My final thank you to you all for watching. And I guess with that, I'll see you next time. Laters.